from sort of the Chelsea Flower Show, slightly different vibe on our way.
We've got brunch reservations and we are not on time.
So we have jumped into a rickshaw, which is magnificent, and we're making our way through the streets of Chelsea to meet up with Michael, Patrick and Davey. Are we going to make it on time? We got a bit flustered. We had to get a rickshaw to come here on time.
A rickshaw?
Rickshaw, yeah, I know.
I'm surprised you didn't cycle.
We are reunited with the great Davey. Cheers, all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Doing well at the moment.
And with Tom Bannister on the British Red Cross Here for Humanity Garden, which you won gold for it, didn't you?
We did indeed, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You never be sure if you're going to win gold or not, you know. You can be happy with it one morning and then you spend some time in it and you wouldn't, you know, you start picking holes in it, but thankfully it's a really good award for the Red Cross. The Red Cross were founded in Switzerland, and that naturally led us into this world of alpines. We wanted to make a contemporary alpine rockery display, almost as if the founder, Henri Dunnett, who started the Red Cross in Switzerland, he's travelled around the world, he works in 191 different countries. He's got this collection of plants. There are plants from around the world, from Turkey or Ethiopia and all these wonderful places the Red Cross work in. He wants to display this collection, and the garden's designed for 1 or 2 people just to sit here and enjoy the water. So the water is almost as if it's coming down the hillside.
Sort of glacial water coming down the mountain.
And we've redirected it, we've borrowed it for a moment, and then it disappears back out into the landscape at the other end.
I love the feeling of being totally enveloped, because there's very few places to sit, and then you really feel that you're surrounded by nature.
Yeah, I guess that's something I'm always trying to do, is envelop people in nature and get them up close to it, and you can literally feel it brushing against.
And you're in a tree right now. Like,
yeah,
I'm talking to you,
actually
you're in the tree.
The alpines live in difficult environments, and out of those difficult situations come these beautiful little gems. Because they are so tiny, we wanted to bring them up close using these columns. We wanted to tiptoe through the garden, slow you down deliberately as if you were climbing through the hillside. You have to think about every step, and in doing that it forces you to then take the time to look at these little plants, and as I say, you're trying to bring them up close so you can got these series of little landscapes that you can look into and you can touch and feel and really appreciate. Some of the plants are just, they're so tiny, and yet they're 6-7 years old. They're very detailed. They're the detail of the horticulture world, really.
I do think you get that whenever you bring a small plant up to eye level, you experience it in a completely different way. Yeah. And they're so beautiful, and you'd barely notice them if they were on the ground and you were walking past.
And that's exactly it. It's a little bit retro. When the Chelsea Flower Show started, the first gardens that were here were all rock gardens.
Seriously, back in, I think, 1914 or something it started. That we were back.
We're kind of going full circle. Yeah, it's a contemporary take on that. I'm not sure if there's ever been an alpine garden on this scale. Certainly not recently that I'm aware of.
And I must admit, the actual climbing up here, it's exactly like that. That feeling that you're in the mountains, you're breathing fresh air, you're going through nature. You managed to make that feeling on this tiny stand in Chelsea. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Superb.
Thank you.
Love it.
All right.
I love it. And I like the hexagonal patterns because they remind me of the Giant's Causeway.
So true.
In Ireland.
Yes. So immediately makes you feel you're in nature.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by it. I mean, look at us. We're in the middle of London and we're just surrounded by these trees.
Do you bring in a full-size tree? It's marvellous.
Isn't it just?
I love it.
There's more gardens to see, so we have to carry on.
Right, let's go then.
Oh, we're being beckoned over by Andy.
One at a time. Stand over there. Stand here.
Yes? Why? What's happening?
Walk towards it.
Where am I?
Not there. That's nice.
It's very clever. It's a huge circular mirror, but it's designed so that even as you get close to it, you can't see yourself. And the whole idea is that you see nature beyond yourself instead, and you're not at the heart of things as you usually are. And it's really quite wonderful. I think we've lost Michael. You love the King's Rose, don't you?
This one, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I like it.
It's a new one by David Austin, right? So the King was involved with its creation.
And apparently it's on his terrace. But I didn't know they were doing the mugs of the same flower. Isn't that beautiful?
There's no price on it though. Have you noticed they've done a nod to the late Queen with the headscarf and the jacket?
Oh my goodness, you're right. It's a little bit as though she's here with us.
I love the Emma Bridgewater. I've got a few at
Me
home.
too.
And it'll be our souvenir. We'll have one each matching mugs.
Matching mugs, that means we need to hang out.
Unless
the
nobody
same
drops
place. Did you see the teapot?
Yeah, I don't think we'll be buying the teapot.
No, we shan't be buying the teapot. We are rocking the fashion stakes, I think, today at Chelsea. Just as
It's a little bit rainy.
the rain comes out. And now we are going to go and see this garden. This is the King's Trust garden. I'm with Joe Perkins on the King's Trust Seeding Success Garden, and you've won gold, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Congratulations.
Or I should say we have, the team have won. When I partnered with the King's Trust, obviously their work revolves around young people, helping young people to get into work and education. So this is a garden set in a volcanic landscape, so a shifting landscape, unpredictable landscape. And it's a story about the resilience of plants and their ability to produce the next generation. So seeds, of course, are the next generation in nature. They represent growth and hope and optimism for the future. So it was a nice analogy for me to be able to bring the story of the trust into a garden setting. But particularly it's about pioneer plants, so those plants that can set seed within 1 year and therefore they can colonise shifting landscapes. The glass screens behind you are a kind of visual representation of that process of wind dispersal.
You see the seeds just floating through the garden.
That's right. And the colour is because I was thinking about ecclesiastical glass, stained glass, and that reference to illumination and education, which is why churches use stained glass.
And there's a spirituality in gardens, a sense of being at one with nature.
Yes.
And your ecclesiastical touch, I think, brings that in as well. And I must say, we saw it when we were here a couple of days ago, and it is like an alien landscape. I understand now, you say it's this volcanic.
Yes, it's a garden in a wider setting, that's the thing. So I would imagine the big black pines that we've got and the larger philarea shrubs would have been part of the original landscape. So if this was your garden, you'd be finding spaces within that landscape to make a garden. But it is a difficult and challenging landscape, so the planting is quite sparse.
I loved on the first day when we came, it was really sunny, and the yellow flowers here were just sparkling and giving hope for the future.
It's great when the light comes in and you get these temporary kind of coloured reflections within the garden, obviously coming through the glass. Because so many plants have been grown from seed, for the garden it's actually a very accessible way for people to garden. Often people are afraid of making mistakes if they don't have a great amount of horticultural knowledge. But actually if you're gardening with seeds and poppies and so on, it's a much freer way of gardening, and you can kind of let nature take the lead a bit.
And you're even giving out poppy seeds. Everyone is coming around, so we have some. We're taking some poppy seeds back to Lalande. It's wonderful.
Thank you very much.
I know that many of you are watching in South Africa, and I'm sure that a lot of you have heard that South Africa won gold for their extraordinary display of flowers. So I wanted to make sure that I could come and film this for all of you over in South Africa. And it is absolutely majestic. This entire display is based on the part of South Africa where the Indian and Atlantic Oceans meet, and these, well, extraordinary, spectacular flowers thrive. I'm sure you all know it already, but you really do live in one of the most beautiful countries on earth. So, Mummy, I know you'll be watching this from South Africa. Look at this. They've truly made their nation proud.
It's beautiful. It's like a little hidden cove you can look into.
It's one of my favourite things I've seen.
I think we should have one of each for the beach house.
I think I'll put my swimming shorts on and just glide in there.
Do you know what? I think a lot of people here would be very, very happy if you did that, Michael.
Yes.
Everywhere we go, people are like, oh, Michael Petherick.
They're all mad.
I'm with Nigel Dunnett, who has designed the Hospital Field Arts Garden.
Which is an arts centre based in Arbroath on the east coast of Scotland, and they support young artists in their development through residences. But they're based right on the coast. You can see the sea from where they are, surrounded by wonderful beaches and sand dunes. So the garden itself is a representation of that sand dune landscape, not trying to copy a piece of the Scottish coastline. But because Hospital Field is an arts organisation, I've really tried to reimagine that landscape through the eyes of an artist or through the eyes of a sculptor. So I see the whole garden as one big sculpture. You know, rather than having a piece of sculpture or art set in your garden, the garden is the artwork, or the garden is the sculpture. I think it's quite an important message, because sometimes we forget that making gardens is an artful pursuit as opposed to a purely functional one.
And I think people remember it at Chelsea, but they often don't remember it the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And you've got your sign, Garden
Yeah, so
Gallery.
the other thing we've done is that we have an artist studio set in the garden. We have an artist in residence, Bob and Roberta Smith, and he's so good at making little short, snappy slogans such as Gardens are the new galleries.
It is so sculptural, and yet, while sculptural, feels wild.
That's what I do. I mean, I really like to work with beautiful but wild planting. We're growing all the plants in sand, and there's huge interest now in using sand or gravel or other free draining materials as a substrate. It's like turning gardening on its head. You know, in the past, everybody's taught to pump up the nutrients and organic matter and make the soils as rich as possible. But with our changing climate and needing to grow a lot more resilient plants, they just don't like that sort of condition. So tougher, more free draining, lower fertility environment allows us to grow a wider diversity of more resilient plants. So I think the garden is almost like a glimpse of the future. One thing I'm really, really proud of is not to do with the planting, it's this little channel here, which we've put into the paving. Can't imagine how painstaking our contractors have been to just work with the levels so that water can come off the building and very gently meander across and collect in the pool inland.
You must have been happy with the rain then this morning.
Yes, and then when it's dry, this just disappears.
Yes.
So it's like an invisible rill.
I love every thought that's gone into it. It feels as though it has happened by chance. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for showing us.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I promised Pavlina that I would come and look at the delphiniums and we could choose some for Lalande. Spectacular. I actually love this blue. It's just so rich, intense, almost Eve-line blue. It's actually called Blue Tits. Philip, that's your favourite, almost iridescent one right at the back, isn't it? Fanfare. Delightful. You see the one in front? Also with a little bit of purple inside.
Pretty well together as well.
And that's Oliver. Yeah, I like it very, very much. Oh, they're all incredible.
Out of all the gardens I've seen so far, this is what I like.
Susie with a little insect house as
There's a
well.
rabbit in there somewhere.
Oh, you would definitely have little Peter Rabbit. It's like a perfect cottage garden. Can you imagine that around the cottage?
Yeah, well, I couldn't do the actual weeding. I get someone in to do that. But
We're going to do something very exciting next. Those of you who saw my video on Monday evening, on the first day of Chelsea Flower Show, will know that our favourite garden here was the amazing Japanese tea garden. And Tom Bannister has said that he can get us into that garden and show us inside the little tea house. So we're going to go and do that now. As well as seeing your beautiful garden, you brought us onto the Best in Show garden.
Yeah, well deserved Best of Show. Mr. Ishihara has been here, I think, for 23 years. I think this is the first time he's won Best in Show. I have to say, more than anybody else, the logistics of getting everything from Japan for here makes his challenge 10 times more than everybody else. And yet, year after year, he does it. He turns up and creates this extraordinary detail. It's almost hard to believe that somebody would go to this level of detail for a 5-day show, but every year he does it, yeah.
And didn't the Queen call him the Magician of Garden?
That's right, yeah, the Magician of Greenery, yeah. They're all huge fans of him, the King and the Queen. They always make sure every year they come and see him. And of course everybody else, Paul Smith and Brian May, they're all his friends, and he is the the rock star of Chelsea, really.
Chelsea world.
Yeah.
The level of perfection is quite mind-blowing. And actually, the minute you walk into this tea house, you automatically start whispering a little bit, don't you? I don't know, there's this sort of hush that falls over everything.
True.
Come through to another world.
Tranquility, really, isn't it? Yeah.
And we took one look and automatically we all just took our shoes off.
Yeah.
You couldn't even dream of walking on this.
I don't know, have you been to Japan? Well,
I have, and I
it's very much like that, isn't it? And
there's a hush everywhere.
detail is thought about and considered, and it finishes before everybody else.
Really?
Pretty much. He's finished 2 days before
It's like
everybody
the
else.
person in the essay, isn't it, who asks for a little bit more paper and then just puts their pen down and asks for anyone else going,
Yeah.
I've clearly done a very good job here.
Exactly that, yeah. But he's exquisite. He's a master of, I would say, spatial awareness, balance. He's a master of framing these little vistas through, whether it be here or every detail around the back of the building, even things that nobody will ever see, he's still focused on delivering brilliance.
But also I saw that in your garden too, these pathways into little vistas and the fact that the garden doesn't unveil itself in one go. You discover it and it comes with like and it's the same with this one too.
And I think that may be how we become friends.
Yeah, you both have that in
So
your garden.
I've admired his garden for a long time, and then I designed one last year and he was there every day and bringing students. We're both fans of each other.
Yeah, he saw something special in you as well.
Yeah, well, we're both supporting each other and celebrating each other and telling everybody about each other. Like, we think obviously he's amazing, everybody loves him, but it's nice to have him complement my work as well.
But that's the lovely thing about Chelsea, is that it feels a little bit like a family when you actually start to go behind the scenes. And it's not a cutthroat competition between people. It's just a lot of people helping each other on their gardens. It's a lovely atmosphere. Hard work, but nice atmosphere.
That's it. 100%. We've all got the same deadline. We've all got to get done. If I've got something, it's mine is yours and yours is mine, and we just helping each other get to the deadline. Essentially, and we're not judged against each other, but they're judged individually, and we're just competing against ourselves.
Yeah, trying to get better each year. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, and I mean, Mr. Ishihara, the master, absolute master.
There's only one thing that I would do to like just the icing on the cake. Put tea in there.
Yeah, it might have happened this week already, I think, but yeah.
How amazing is that? And everything's so perfect, just the way the ladle is placed. You can imagine that wasn't just plopped there, was it? Everything is thought about.
Visually, yeah. Even that little detail with the bamboo cane, there's wonderful, lots of details in here.
It's perfect. And the view out to the other world, which I'm very well aware we're spoiling for everyone trying to look in right now, so I'm going to get out of it.
He's amazing. He's so ambitious, he's so passionate about it. What drives him is the disaster that they had in Japan with Nagasaki. He lost his grandparents. And from that, he wants to green up the world. And so that's his mission in life, is to just go around educating and trying to make the place beautiful afterwards.
But how amazing that instead of growing up with hate, because you think it'd be so easy to grow up after such a catastrophe and just feel hatred, and instead he feels peace and his desire to bring that to the world.
Yeah, so that's where I get my energy from. That's what I wake up every day for, to deliver these green spaces after such atrocity. Out of that, he wants to make all these people happen. So it's pretty beautiful. Special man.
It's hard to describe the impact of this tea house. It is in fact so peaceful, so calming and so perfect, and the garden around it feels so established that I would honestly be happy to just move in and spend the rest of my days in that room, surrounded by this garden with the sound of the stream flowing past. And what's extraordinary is it doesn't just feel established. It doesn't feel as though it's been made by the hands of man. It feels completely natural, as though you've walked into another universe where everything just grows in absolute perfection and harmony. We are now on the hunt for Philip's favourite flower.
Apparently there's an entire stand of them. David just said, we are late, we have to go, but you know.
You've got to see the Astromerias. Philip's grandmother always used to have a vase of Astromerias, so he absolutely loves them. They're very nostalgic for him. Philip, the yellow!
Aren't they stunning?
That's stunning. Okay, this colour is amazing.
And that one's a peachy orange.
A flower with personality, is it?
It's important in a flower and in a person.
These burgundies seem to be the colour of the show, but I find them a little sad sometimes, burgundy flowers.
I love all of them, but that was particularly beautiful.
You see, you like the autumnal ones, darling.
These two, I mean, they're
No,
also...
I'm definitely the yellow.
Look at the purple.
No, not for
I
me.
love them. I love them. They're also called Inca lilies.
This one and the yellow one. Look at that. Look inside with a little
I
tiny
love them.
pinky purpley
So
flecks.
I'll take these, I'll take those, I'll just take all of them.
We should find out the name so that we can order some for you to have in the garden. They're beautiful. Orange Queen, Avalanche, definitely.
Champagne, your aunt will love that one.
She'll love the name. And you also like Dana. And my favourite, the yellow, is called, of course, Gold. As always, Andy, it's been joyful. Are you going to come and relax a bit at Lalande after this?
I might have breakdown here, which is Sunday, so by then I'll have been here nearly 2 weeks, 12 hour days. I might do breakdown, send the van that way.
Not have a breakdown, do
Not have a
breakdown.
breakdown. I haven't got my passport in the car, otherwise I think I would seriously put my steel toe caps in and just drive straight
You
to the
should. You should
drive
come
straight
and
down
relax.
to the Yeah. I will
see you soon.
definitely come see you soon.
Davey, I'll see you later tonight. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks back at Lalande, hopefully. Oh, you never know with you.
Absolutely.
You know, the elusive Pimpernel.
You never know
Toodles,
when I'm
everyone.
gonna Just turn up.
Love you all. Bye.
See you later.
We're back in a rickshaw. I'm starting to feel like rickshaws are the only way to get around London.
Way to travel.
Once again, we're in a hurry. We were loving the Chelsea Flower Show so much that we left later than we should. And we have to run back to the flat because we're getting changed. Tonight we've been invited to a celebration of the 40th anniversary of Ardmore, which they're having at Patrick Mavros Gallery back here in Chelsea. And I live on the other side of town. So quick turnaround coming up. We've just made it back to Angel, and I think what we need after all of this walking around is a little ice cream. And there's a new ice cream parlour here that's absolutely mind-blowing. Here we are. I mean, great ice cream, but also great colour. I'm going to try peanut for the first time. And I'm going to have some of the pistachio that I absolutely love. Both of these flavours are life-changing. The pistachio is the best I've ever had. I'm not sure I've had peanut ice cream before. Amazing.
If you don't want to kiss me, you can just say so.
What have you gone for?
Actually, I've already eaten much of the top layer. Pineapple sorbet and coconut sorbet.
Yum.
Very good.
Our new favourite ice cream place. And I knew it. I knew we wouldn't be able to go back to the flat without you popping into your favourite crystal shop.
It's amazing because you remember I collect my grandmother's crystal.
Yes, bit by bit you're adding
it's
to it.
very fine, and we use it all the time at the house. One of the beer glasses broke, so I was hoping that there was going to be one here, and I was very lucky to have one left. So
I do love the beer glasses, actually.
It's
Yes,
so
I will
cool.
show everyone the beer
You grab it?
glass. Whenever I have a beer, I have it in here. It's really elegant, isn't it?
I don't know upsetting one, but I find beer a very inelegant drink, and it's not due to the drink; it's due to the horrible glass it usually comes in. And in this, it's
I
so much
actually
more
like
beautiful.
some of them, but honestly,
But
there's
some of them
nothing that's
so-
as
so
nice as that.
bulky, you know? And these are just beautifully
Yeah.
engraved and just elevated.
I noticed something else. How amazing is this? I look at this every time I come in here. I'm not going to get it. We've got too many sets, but I just think this is the most fun thing to have your teacup just a little elevated. Absolutely love it. I keep just wandering around with it as you're looking around the shop. Just feels good in the hand.
It looks like it's from the 50s or so. What do you think?
60s
60s?
maybe?
Yeah.
60s I'd have thought. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Very nice. I like the people of it too.
Well, I shall carry on dreaming. There it goes. I can't believe you're leaving with just one glass.
I know. But
Look at that
I've been in
restraint.
contact. Thomas is looking for me. Thomas is the owner. He's been looking for me for all the different ones that I'm still
That
missing.
you're still looking for. Well,
Slowly but surely.
lovely seeing you again.
Lovely to see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
If you're ever in Angel, I really recommend Camden Passage. It's the most delightful little shopping street with really nice cafes, ice cream, crystal, vintage clothes, and a little antiques market on Saturdays and Wednesdays.
It's my favourite place in Angel.
I know. Well, we went to the flat, we have got changed, and this is it. We are back over in Fulham now, actually. Not too far from where the Chelsea Flower Show was, and we're at the Patrick Mavros Gallery. Philip is a vision in lilac. Actually, look at this. You're sort of, that's a Pinder Pride colours. Oh, cleverly done. So Ardmore have taken over the Patrick Mavros Gallery. Actually, Patrick is Faye's brother-in-law. Oh, thank you so much. Philip's fallen in love with a little place name settings. Look at these. Porcupine, little giraffe. Yeah, everything in here is so spectacular. It's quite a festive, Christmassy feel to this, actually. Little row of camels under their palm trees. That is a tablescape.
This is my Christmas present from you.
I don't think so, darling. I love you very much.
You don't love me this much?
My bank account doesn't. I do. But have you seen? I don't know if you noticed, but these come off.
That's
so
exactly
you can put the
what we
candles
do
in.
with
Yep.
the table parade.
And
That's
then
exactly
hide it
the
all
same
the rest
plan.
of the time.
It's beautiful.
I love it so much. And there's a huge Ardmore exhibit here at the moment. And I think this is my favourite ones. Have you seen the candlesticks, darling?
Beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous? And then this with the
love the size
intertwined
of
giraffes.
Yeah.
Tiny bird in the middle. Yes, it's vast. Okay.
Vase.
Oh, Philip.
Actually, you know, these are really cute. Look at these. I love how much personality they've
look at his face.
So scratching his head. Guinea fowl.
Love hoopers.
And I love how they look like one of those 19th century things you take to bed. You know the ones where you go like,
Yes.
like Scrooge.
How
like
exactly did you do that,
Like
Philip?
Scrooge through the hall. Like. And I can't wait to open Lancelot. This fame-made little. Thank you.
Oh, it's lovely. It was special to me too.
We've all been invited here to celebrate 40 years of Ardmore, and Faye's invited a few people for a dinner downstairs in the Patrick Mavros Gallery.
All inspired. Oh, parades.
Yes, you can imagine, can't you? Oh my goodness. Faye has made the most beautiful table, and with Patrick Mavros silver as well. There are Ardmore birds, salt in tiny Ardmore animals, stunning vases. What a wonderful, wonderful evening. Everything is sparkling in the candlelight. And this is tonight's menu. We've just had the burrata, and we are about to have a fillet of beef. I think this is a menu that Marie would really love. Quite fresh and summery. They literally saved the best till last.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce my little sister?
When I went through divorce, which was a very traumatic time, I said to my mum, how do I keep my family together? How do I do that? And she said, very simple, being Dutch, gone through the war. She said, it's very simple. She said, you have candles on the table, 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and supper. And even if no one's there, you light the candles and there's a table set for dinner, lunch and supper. And to be here tonight to see the candles lit with this Ardmore family, and that's how I look at you all. It is so special. Stephanie and Philip, it was COVID. I have a dear friend called Mary. She said, you've got to watch this YouTube program called Chateau Diaries. And we got engrossed, and I was in love with this program. And your love affair is my best story ever, ever. And of course, I'm in love with you, Philip. It's just like Stephanie. And if that's what Ardmore does for all of us at this table, this Ardmore energy of people who just passionately love beautiful things. And to meet at this fabulous Mavros family place. And I'll never forget the rock where Patrick said, I will marry you one day, to my sister. And they were 14 years old. And here we are today, witnesses of each other's lives. So it's just the most special evening, 40 years. That's quite a long time. And really, it's just been driven by passion. So keep the candles lit. And thank you for coming. Cheers.